Here we are in Florence, Italy, the beginning of the Italian experience for 30 Cal State students. Here they learn the history, the culture, the cinema of Italy. In addition, they attend media workshops and new communications technology. They have brought us the sights, the sounds of Italy in special reports today. In Italy this summer, 30 Cal State students are studying in the Summer International Media Workshops. Here they're learning Italian history, Italian cinema, and studying storytelling. And with that storytelling, they're learning new media technologies on how to tell stories visually. And what they have done is gone out into the Italian regions to bring back these sights and sounds of Italy. This year marks the 8th anniversary of this program. It is the largest and most successful study abroad program at California State University Fullerton. And today's students want to share the sights and sounds that they have gathered throughout Italy with you.
Welcome to Florence, Italy. Today, I will take you to the top 5 places to see during your stay. First stop, Gelato. Gelato dates back to frozen desserts served in ancient Rome and Egypt. However, Florentine cook Bernardo Buontalenti is credited for inventing this modern ice cream in 1565. It wasn't until the 1920s and 30s that gelato became extremely popular and mobile carts were developed.
My name is Leonardo Vestri. This shop make chocolate and gelato. All day we make 16 different flavors, real fresh with fresh ingredients, and change with the season, the flavor of gelato. This shop Vestri is specialized for make chocolate from the beans. We have a plantation in Dominican Republic where we selected the beans and then we make all the process. And we use the same machine for make chocolate, for make the gelato, for make the paste of pistachio, of hazelnuts that we use for make gelato.
No visit to Florence is complete without spending time strolling through the Ponte Vecchio. You will fall in love with the oldest bridge in Florence. It is noted for the jewelers, art dealers, and souvenir shops built along it. Florence is known for their leather. Before leaving, you must visit the outdoor San Lorenzo leather market. Get ready to break out your haggling skills. You should be able to bargain your way down to a decent price. The Basilica di Santa Maria del Fiore is the cathedral, or more commonly known as the Duomo, in Florence. Construction began in 1296 and was completed in 1436. To this day, it remains the largest brick dome ever constructed. The Duomo is located in the Piazza del Duomo, where you can find restaurants, shops, street performers, and street art. Visiting the Duomo is a must. Michelangelo Square is the most beautiful view in all of Florence. You can see the skyline and major monuments from this hillside view. For a truly fantastic sunset, this is the place to be.
Throughout Italy, music is everywhere. So it begs the question, how do Italians feel about music?
The music is important because it's part of my life.
Most beautiful kind of art because it's like it enters in your body and it makes you feel good. It's something like a drug. I don't know how to explain it.
Music is important to me because it's just a kind of a feeling, a kind of relaxing, a kind of thinking, a kind of escaping also sometimes. It's a kind of feeling, think different, and a kind of dreaming.
And I think that music is also very important because it's for everyone.
The most obvious displays of music in Italy are street performers. But who are these street musicians? Why do they do what they do, and how warmly are they received?
For now, you find us basically playing in the street because it's something that we like to do when we have some free time.
In my experience, I played the violin, and I played also the violin on the street once because I didn't have money.
Playing here, I guess it's really nice also because there are many tourists. And tourists give a lot of, they have more time to listen, and they are more interested about seeing new things because they are tourists in the country. But the Italians are not so welcoming the street music, not so much.
And they appreciated it very much. There were people that stood there and listened to me.
With this variety of experiences, are Italian street performances accurate representations of Italian culture?
The street music isn't the Italian music.
It's international music.
Like in Florence, there are so many musicians that they play very popular songs to attract tourists.
The street music is only the music that they sound for money.
It's only an attraction.
The artists which plays here in Italy on the street are not really, or not all of them are Italians. So the kind of music that is playing in the streets here in Italy, there are more kind of music.
So it seems that Italian street performers don't sum up Italy with their music. But experiencing life against a backdrop of music is part of being Italian.
Maybe we should listen to some music.
This is wine country, Tuscany. This is Chianti, where it's known as the vineyard capital of Italy. And here wine is produced for consumption throughout the United States and the world. We're visiting the winery today and looking at the beauty of Tuscany. And this is where the rich and famous now come to play in Chianti. And not only wine is made here, but regatta cheese. And it is also one of their specialties is gelato. And we bring the students here to enjoy the beauty of this most beautiful region of Italy.
Bienvenido. Welcome to Tuscana. Here in Italy, one would expect to experience authentic wine, delicious food, and beautiful sights. But nothing can prepare you for the majestic beauty of Chianti.
After taking a short bus ride into the countryside, we arrived at the first winery, Castello del Trebino. Here, our tour guide Todd explained to us the history behind the vineyard and explained to us the different classifications of wine. After, we were able to taste 3 of the vineyard's top-selling wines as well as their homemade olive oil. From here, we were taken to a family-owned restaurant atop a hill looking over the beautiful Tuscan hills. Here, we were given a traditional Italian lunch consisting of different pastas, wines, and dessert. After lunch, we continued our journey to the second vineyard, Selva Piana.
Actually, recently, this past year in 2010, Italy just became the world's largest wine producer. Some years France might get it, some years Italy got it. They're also the world's largest exporter of wine. They tend to import very little wines because the Italians are very local people. So when you're in Tuscany, if you go into wine shops and restaurants, you tend to mostly see Tuscan wines. So you don't see a lot of California wines or Australian wines. They will find some in some of the nicer kind of higher end restaurants and wine shops because they want to be creative and try different things. But for the most part, the Italians are very local people.
My visit here to Chianti has been memorable. Hopefully it has been tasteful and inspires you to visit soon. Salute!
Here we are in Piazza Michelangelo in the heart of Florence. And as you can see, behind me is the Arno River, which divides the city. And our study abroad program is right in the center of Florence. You can see the Duomo, you can see the City Hall, and that's where we conduct our summer classes in the International Media Institute. This is one of the most beautiful sites in Florence, and many of our students spend a lot of time here getting a panoramic view of this most beautiful city in Europe.
Florence, this beautiful modern city, is brimming with stories of the past. Located along the Arno River, Florence is the birthplace of Dante and his Divine Comedy. The author's legendary piece is considered one of the world's greatest works of literature. Dante's epic poem helped establish the Tuscan dialect and standardize the Italian language. Even after he was excommunicated from the city, Florence continued to flourish as the birthplace of the Renaissance. Today, you can find works completed by renowned artists around every corner.
Filled with cultural artifacts and structures, Tuscany's capital echoes with history. Famous pieces by legendary figures such as Donatello, Michelangelo, and Da Vinci are housed throughout the city's 21 museums, such as the most famous one, the Uffizi.
Towering cathedrals like Il Duomo and Santa Croce are windows to the past and now act as beautiful landmarks throughout the bustling tourist town. Because of its history, Florence has become a must-see city for travelers from all over the world. Nearly every street is lined with restaurants, shops, and of course, gelato. With its wide variety of attractions, everyone loves Florence for different reasons. What is your favorite part of Florence and why?
It would have to be the churches because I like how they're very elaborate and some are actually really simple. I think they're very traditional. I love the paintings inside. I mean, you find yourself while you're in the church, so I love the churches here.
My favorite place will be Ponte Vecchio. I love the jewelry marts, the craftsmanship, and in the evening I get to enjoy the music of the local prominent artists.
My favorite place is the Piazzale Michelangelo because the views are just amazing. You really have to work to get up there, but once you're there, it's worth it.
As one of Europe's largest walking cities, tourists can follow in the footsteps of Dante and other greats. From food to shopping and churches to museums, Florence is something for everyone. From Italy, for World Press, I'm Alex Arellano.
You give yourself away.
We have a number of stories dealing with Rome today, the Eternal City. which has an eternal history. And here's our special report today.
The Eternal Empire, home to Julius Caesar, Federico Fellini, the Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain, and the Vatican, Rome has created its footprint in the history books. To this day, Rome still reigns among the most influential cities of the world. It is an eternal empire that has survived and thrived through innovation and evolution. Ancient Rome marks the beginning. At its prime, the Colosseum held up to 50,000 people and was used for gladiator contests, mock sea battles, exotic animal hunts, and executions. Battles were so violent and bloody, many precautions were taken to ensure the finest entertainment for the audience. Pine cones were burned throughout the arena to cover the smell of the brutal battles. Romans used sand as a natural way to soak up blood after a fight. Made of concrete and stone, the massive monument is eternal in itself. Today, it is seen as one of the greatest accomplishments of Roman architecture and engineering. Ancient Rome was a distinguishing time. It was the foundation for what was yet to come. The Renaissance allowed Rome to evolve and flourish with changing times. The art and culture of the Renaissance in Rome is embodied in the Vatican, which includes the Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's Basilica. The Vatican is home to the Roman Catholic Church and Pope Benedict XVI. Although the Vatican is located entirely within the city of Rome, it is its own independent country. The Sistine Chapel is one of the most well-known works of Michelangelo. The fresco paintings on the ceiling show 9 scenes from the book of Genesis, the most famous being the creation of Adam. St. Peter's Basilica is the second largest church ever built and showcases the finest monuments and impressive architecture from the Renaissance era. St. Peter's Basilica is the center of Christianity and draws pilgrims from all over the world to worship and attend a Mass in the monumental site. Rome has a rich past that has made it eternal and everlasting. But where does Rome go from here?
See, Rome is a town and a place that is difficult in the sense that the fact that it's based, it is the core, of Western civilization, is its greatest advantage, but at the same time it's a curse. Meaning, the center of Rome that you can see very well from up here is all history. And to change any of that is basically impossible. So the future of Rome is basically its past in a certain way. It probably is not going to change that much in the center of Rome, which is the reason a lot of the young people get slightly frustrated because you can't build any new buildings. You can't actually pretend you're in Rome, and you're an architecture student. What are you going to do in the center of Rome? There's so little things to do. You can't change any quarters, you can't change any buildings, you can't do any of that. So what I think is what's going to happen is that they could continue to maintain what they have, to take care of the monuments, of the history and so forth, and they will actually develop more in the future on the outskirts and hire young people to really develop their ideas in the sense as far as art is concerned, painting, sculpture, architecture. You'll find more and more of that in the outskirts. So it's not going to change that lot. If we were able to come back in 200 years, I don't think that this is going to change. We'll probably see exactly the same thing, right? But coming into the town will have changed. So again, the modern ideas, idea of young people, will have a chance, but outside of Rome.
As time continues, Rome still stands powerful. Manifestation of ancient Rome and the Renaissance are still proudly displayed. Although the physical aspects of this city will forever remain eternal, it is the people who will grow and change.
Florence, Milan, Cinque Terre, Chianti, Rome.
Just the thought of Italy is enough to get any traveler excited. We were fortunate enough to find out just why this is. Whether it's the fast-paced city life or lounging by the beach, Italy offers something for everyone.
Milan, the business and fashion capital of Italy, is a fusion of style and beautiful architecture. Milan's Duomo is the fourth largest Gothic cathedral in the world, as well as being a popular and striking sight to see. Milan resembles the lifestyle of New York City and is where many of Italy's television shows are made. Other sights to see are the Vittorio Emanuele Third Gallery, the Scala Opera House, and of course all the designer headquarters and stores. If you enjoy the energetic city lifestyle, Milan will be the perfect place for you. If you prefer something more relaxing, just a short train ride away lies the Five Lands, known as Cinque Terre. Not only can you relax by the crystal blue water, you can also take a hike on the renowned trails that connect each city. Cinque Terre, once a fishing community, is lined with colorful buildings so the fishermen can look back and see their loved ones. A caution for some travelers, nudity is allowed at these beaches. Along with Milan and Cinque Terre, Rome, Chianti, and Florence are also just a few of the many places worth exploring in the beautiful country of Italy. From cities to beaches, Italy has something to offer for everyone.
Thank you for joining us on this special edition of World Press from Italy. Join us again next time.